Welcome back to the second edition of the Idiots Among Us. I just wanted to take a moment because I saw a report today that kind of ruffled some feathers. Before we get into it, it was a report out of the Daily Mail. I wouldn't say that their reputation is all that spectacular, but we'll get into a little bit more follow-up on that. The report today was about the Yellow Vest movement out in France. And it is reporting that the police are now using fully automatic rifles with live ammunition and 30-round magazines against protesters. Now, before anybody freaks out too badly, it did say later on in the report that this was a scare tactic, and it did not have any reports of anybody being injured that I have come across so far. With that being said, a quick Google search for live ammunition Yellow Vest France, you'll see various reports dating back over the last week where there have been people coming out and saying that it is time to use live ammunition. So whether they actually have or not as of this exact moment, I can't be 100% sure. The Daily Mail is reporting that it is being used. Obviously, nobody has been shot directly if there's no deaths being reported. That could have changed from an hour or two ago when I saw the report. And now, and again, a quick Google search will only pull up the Daily Mail and one other independent news source stating that this has in fact happened. Nevertheless, things have been getting very crazy out there. And the fact that they would even consider, or to have public figures coming out and calling for the use of live ammunition against protesters is beyond absurd. Anybody that's followed me knows that I've never stood up in favor of violent protests. I've never been in favor of rioting, because rioting destroys your own community. It destroys your own small businesses, your own homes, and it does little, if anything, to the establishment themselves. But at the same time, we have a big problem with people that do take the time, do have the courage and the guts to stand up against tyrannical actions of governments anywhere in the world that cannot be met with this kind of brutality. And that kind of highlights the point that I would consider to be a Second Amendment moment for France. Of course, Europe doesn't have Second Amendment protections for their firearms. Many places the police don't even use actual firearms. But I can say, through experience and through what I've witnessed firsthand, secondhand, the Second Amendment is not always a threat. It's not, just because you see somebody out with a gun does not mean that they're threatening anybody. But it sure as hell does defend the First Amendment. Case in point, Dallas, Texas. You go out and you feed the homeless, you are breaking the law. You are breaking a city ordinance. You will get ticketed, possibly arrested for feeding homeless people. That is a justifiable and humanitarian act of civil disobedience. Now, in that same aspect, there have been groups that have teamed up with open carry movements. And then you have people that are now the same exact act of civil disobedience, same exact location, armed, not getting jacked with, and being able to feed as many people as possible and have a successful event for their rally, for their community service. This is a very important time right now to keep watching this Yellow Vest movement. I've kind of kept an eye on it from the sidelines. I've been really busy, but if they're really putting out this kind of effort to shut it down, to turn it into another Tiananmen Square, I can only imagine how badly hell is about to break loose. And don't forget, it was Benjamin Franklin that said, democracy is two wolves and a lamb voting on what's for dinner. A republic is a well-armed lamb contesting the vote.